And just like that,
Hey.
we are back again. Episode 73 of Who's Fighting. It's been a minute, but hey, we're back again. And we have, more fights to talk about, more recaps to share. And, November is going to be a tough one, fellas. LT Kam Gee, how you been?
We've been good, man. I burned some sage over here so my technology would make it through a show.
You can see it in the background.
Yeah, no, facts.
I see it in the background.
We're here. We good, man. We good. We ready.
Nah,
We ready.
yeah, I was telling y'all in the green room, man. I've been a road warrior these last couple of days. Did a couple 4-hour round trips on both Friday and Saturday. So
Oh man.
Yeah. And you did those round trips. Could you share with the audience why you were doing these round trips?
yeah, man, we took our high school tackle team down to Victoria for a playoff game. That one didn't go so well, but it concluded the first tackle football season in school history. So
Wow. Creating history,
and then
building new culture.
and then on yesterday we took our middle school to San Antonio for a flag game, and so they came out victorious in that one, 20-7. So they are crowned the Central Texas regional champions, and they advanced to the state finals or state championship bracket where they'll play at Texas State University in San Marcos. So
Hey,
Congratulations.
it's good
yes,
times.
sir.
It makes it all worth it.
And then, Kam Gee, you have anything to share? Like any exciting news?
No, not at this moment. We were originally going to be in Pennsylvania this weekend for a fight. We had a late pullout. So here, got to spend time at home. Got in the gym this weekend and a lot of good sparring, and we
Nice.
just on to the business, spending time with the son, the family. So it's all good.
Hey, I saw a posting that you had put in your stories of your son watching you while you sleep, and
Wow.
he was recording you the whole time, and also recording himself. That stuff was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, man. If you ain't seen my story, Kam Gee the coolest. It's still up there, but man, we watching. I think we were watching some UK boxing maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I'm scrolling through my phone and I see a video. I'm like, "What is this?" And it's my 1-year-old recording himself on my phone. Yeah, I was in tears, man. I just like, how did he
It's
know?
hilarious.
Yeah, man. So good times, man. Good
Hilarious.
times.
Hilarious. Yeah, well, it's good to hear that. I'm just here still, collecting myself. We had a little bit, not little. We had a tragedy in the family. I mean, a death, and took last week off just to handle family business. Reach out to family, conference with family, and make sure their needs are being covered, and just that. And anyways, with that being said, I've been feeling grateful for life and being present and being of the now, because all this is just this is all blessings. Um, but to move on a more energy, more upbeat note, we had some good fights this weekend, and I mean we had fights also on Friday. But let's start with Saturday. We have Vergil Ortiz back in the ring. Were they fighting in Dallas, or were they fighting in another
Forward.
Worth? Fort Worth. We had Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin for the WBC interim super welterweight title. Fellas, I know both of you got to watch this fight. How were you impressed with Vergil's performance?
I'll come out and say it was more impressive than I thought. Um, we have an idea of what we think Ortiz is, and I don't know. Does this solidify it for us? Lubin in the past has been a tough opponent. Not to say that he hasn't had his missteps or he's run into some tough guys. Um, but I don't know. It is Lubin a good measuring stick to finally confirm and say, all right, Ortiz is the real deal, or
I mean, I think the eye test tells you that. I know the Boychik fight. I think that was more of a matter of a style that caused him some difficulties. But I mean, there was some concern about Lubin and his punch resistance. I think in his last fight, last couple of fights, he wasn't there with huge threats. I know the last guy he fought had like maybe 6 knockouts.
Yeah.
And then he fought Ramos before that, and I know he's a pretty formidable opponent. But I think it was surprising to see the early stoppage, though. I really, listening to the build-up and the interviews, you thought we were going to get I think we did get a very focused version of him. He just ran into another buzzsaw. I mean, he's taking losses to world champions, Charlo, Fundora, and Ortiz. So nothing to really hang his head down about that, but it just comes to the point of how much longer can you survive in this sport when you've taken some very there's been some wars, So Vergil Ortiz, he showed out, and the building was electric out in Dickies Arena out in Fort Worth. He is a Grand Prairie guy, so that's right in between Dallas and Fort Worth. So it was really good to see that, and a lot of stars in the building. So he's got the star power. He's got the boxing world's attention. And we finished with a showdown or a stare down with boots. So it's a performance, it was quick. I got some water, sat back down, first round in, second round, boom, fight was over. So definitely expected him to win, but the fashion was very surprising. It was electric. And looking forward to whatever is coming up next.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I knew it was going to be a big test for Lubin, just because Vergil's been a prodigy and he's been talked about for a very long time. And he was one of those guys prophesized to be the next one at 154. That LT and I were talking about him in 2021 as the guy, but of course, you said that Bochachek hiccup that he had. He didn't lose the fight, but just the showcasing, the presentation wasn't of that prophecy that was talked about of this fighter. And then his last fights, he's been picking it up. He's been showing us why he was talked about in that way. And then Lubin, on the other hand, he's one of those guys he reminds me of Tevin Farmer, right? When Tevin Farmer loses, he comes back with a series of wins that kind of cleans up what he did prior and gets beat again. And he comes back with a series of wins that kind of cleans up. But he, like Kam said, Lubin has been he's been in a few battles that were damaging on his side, like the way he was the devastating knockout that Charlo put on him, and then that the stoppage with him and Fundora when his face was unrecognizable. And then this in the second round reminded me of Tevin Farmer versus Kid Austin, because it's like when someone has nowhere to run, like Vergil had pounced on him and there's no defensive scheme or action he could do to get out of Vergil's clinch or his rain of punches. And it felt like a big mismatch. It was just Tevin Farmer versus Kid Austin. That the way he hit him in that first round and just could not stop hitting him, and Tevin Farmer could not do anything about it. So yeah, I just hope this is not the end of the road for Lubin. I think he's only lost to 3 people and 3 deadly people. But away from Lubin, what is the next step? I mean, we know what the next step is, but what is the next reasonable step for Vergil Ortiz in the 154?
Man, so Boots said it in the ring. They had their exchange. They had the stare down. But he said now's the perfect time. And now is the perfect time because you have these 2 fighters who are both kind of question marks. Cam used the phrase eye test, right? They both passed the eye test. And so now it's time for them to jump in there together. And, one of them is going to solidify the other or cancel the other one out.
Yeah.
But it is the perfect time. Coming off a knockout, it makes great for the buildup. Both of their performances, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
I love the matchup. Excuse me. I love the matchup between Ortiz and Boots. I think personally, though, I would like to see them challenge for one of the belts, and we can make it even a bigger fight if you expect either Boots to beat Bakram or is it Morataya, one of the belt holders. But yeah, I have no problem with this fight being made nets. It's just there's some contenders out there holding belts, and I want to see the big fights. You got Fundora out there, you got Bakram. I know I'm missing somebody, but
you have Zayas.
Xander Zayas.
Xander Zayas. Yeah, like for me, honestly, I love the fight. I want to see it, but creating a spectacle. I would like to see Boots fight one more fight at 154. He's only fought one fight at 154, and it was what he did to the man from Angola. I forgot his name.
It's kind of like
yeah.
It's kind of like Benavidez fight that happened in February against our the other. Is he Cuban?
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Not Berlanga.
No.
He's talking about David.
David
Morrell?
versus
Morrell?
David Morrell.
David
What I'm
Morrell,
saying?
yeah.
It has that feel like it's the perfect matchup, but it's just a little premature because
that's what I'm thinking.
Because of the lack of hardware at stake, and
you want to see that type of fight have some title implications.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's why I mentioned, there's some fights. I said Murataya, but I meant Xander Zayas, and there's a WBA belt holder who I don't know a whole lot about as well, but
Abaru.
I think for those guys, they want the hardware, they want the big fights. I think whenever there's a belt, it just increases the intrigue to the fight. So I guess it would be if they decide to go ahead and make this fight, obviously want to watch it and be hyped up for it.
Right.
Just think that these guys are championship fighters regardless, and you would like to see a belt on the line.
Right. In a perfect world, would you want Bakram to run it back with Vergil for the IBF?
Oh, definitely. I want to see Bakram in the ring because apparently he's just not getting those offers, and they're like icing him out. They're stalling him out, and that's one of my problems that I have with boxing.
Yeah. It'll have to be a Riyadh,
Yeah, that's one of my things, and I really want to see that fight get made.
Yeah,
I think that's where Turkey kind of helps clean this up. Who is the A side in the Boots versus Ortiz, right? Where would the fight happen if we just say, all right, let's take the fight to Dubai and all that? Nobody cares anymore, right?
If you ask Eddie Hearns wants to take that fight to the UK, from what he was saying.
Exactly.
He was like he wants Boots to fight in the UK, and he believes Boots is not appreciated in the States for how good of a fighter he is. He said that stuff on. I don't know if he believes it, but he says it. He's been saying it. Like,
I personally love that idea, for a simple fact that boxing is a global sport, and Boots is a fighter that the UK fans would appreciate, and it just does nothing but to increase his brand awareness and his overall stature in the game. So I think that should definitely be on the table if you're in the Boots camp.
Oscar ain't going for it.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Golden Boy. And that's the thing. It's the two people that are in this space. You have Eddie Hearns and Golden Boy. They're
Well,
not historically the best of partners.
and
But
the thing with that though is if this fight it was hyped after the fight, but it's very possible it doesn't get made. So in the event that it doesn't get made, I think that should be something for consideration for Boots is to take a fight over there.
Absolutely.
right, absolutely. And even just for the sake of clarity, we want okay, for me as a fan of Boots, I want to let people know that his knockout, his first fight at 154 was not a fluke. Let him beat up some 154. It's like let him beat up some more 154. Like, because old boy's been a 154 forever. I mean, Vergil Ortiz, that's his space now. But like, I want to see Boots cement himself as a 154 for real, and not live in the yesteryears, as a low weight guy. But he was at 147, 145. I can't remember. 140, 147. Boots prior. He was a champ. He yeah. 47. But hey, 47. Yeah, I want to see him solid.
Vergil say he want Earl.
Now there were people talking about that on Twitter, and the thing with that is, there's a history there. Right?
Home team. I was gonna say
Right. They've been knowing each other for a long time. It's been mutual interest. Earl's probably not got too many. If he does decide to fight, he's probably got maybe one or two more fights left in him. Considering the extended layoff, multiple car crashes. But that here locally, that would be a huge fight.
Actually,
huge fan bases in the area, huge support. That'd be one of those fights that the DFW area would shut down and watch. So
he never takes a tune up.
Yeah,
he never.
Gotta respect
it. Actually, Earl Spence is the reason I know Vergil Ortiz. I heard of Vergil Ortiz because he kept on talking about him back in the days. It's like there's a guy over here called Vergil Ortiz, young, da. I remember Earl and his team were always bigging him up, and I don't know if that friendship is still in there. I don't know about it, but I remember Earl Spence used to talk about Vergil Ortiz back in the day, like 2017. 2018 while he was coming up. So
we'll see. I wonder who's going to be coaching Earl Spence. I have not heard of him having a new coach since he's parted ways with Derrick James.
Derrick James.
That'd be something to keep an eye on.
I heard that he's retiring. It's always I see stuff on Twitter that he's retiring. I don't know.
It's not confirmed. Sounds like he's got the itch for a paycheck. That's what it sounds like.
How about since Fandora got injured, and I don't know if he needed surgery for his injury. I forgot what injury he has. There's a man by the name of Keith one time who may be fight ready because his fight was postponed. And could be a good dancing partner for an Ortiz, just for the one time, just to see levels, to see what level. Like we should take Ortiz out of the young kid box. He's not a kid anymore. He's a grown man. Let's see with a very dangerous but old opponent how we could stand in that ring with a one time. I think that would be a great fight. I don't know, just throwing that in there.
Keep one time, got one more time in him somewhere.
I mean, somewhere. He's in fight shape. His fight got postponed. I mean, I hope he's in fight shape. I mean, in the next few months.
I want to see him in a ring. I just need to see. I mean, we need to put eyes on what 2025, 2026 Keith Thurman is looking like.
But you know what, Strap? That's not as ridiculous as it sounds, because he ended this fight fairly quickly. Mm-hmm. Keith Thurman's in fight shape, so you could legitimately make this fight and have it in 3 months. First quarter.
Yeah, February, March. We'll see. Yeah. So are we Do we think the Boots fight will get made
Eventually,
eventually? Right?
No,
We don't think it's gonna be the next fight.
not before summer.
I,
Uh,
I I don't think any of them want to slow their roll at 154 this early. Like it could be if we believe Vergil to be who he is, you don't want Keith's second fight to be Vergil. I mean, sorry, you don't want Boots' second fight to be Vergil at 154 when you have these big dreams as Eddie Hearns for him to have global domination and be this legend. Or dare to be great. I don't know. Knowing Eddie and how he treated Anthony Joshua, he plays a long game of protecting his fighters from deadly obstacles. So I don't know if Boots believes in it and the way he walked into that ring and put all sorts of bets, maybe, but I don't know what management thinks.
We shall see.
yep.
Moving on. So I didn't watch this fight, but let's talk about Tio Allen versus Lee Gamali. I don't know who these fighters are, but Tio defeated Gamali by unanimous decision. This happened Saturday. I believe this is a UK bout that happened that I pulled randomly from the results that happened this Saturday. And just for fair dues, I'll look up this fighters and talk about some of their pedigree here. So we have Tio Allen. Oh, this is from the UK. Yep. It's a UK bout.
We got weight classes.
Tio Allen is Irish. I'll give it here. He's active at light division. He's from North Ireland.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Lee Gormley, 6-2. Super feather.
Yeah, so he fighting at 130. They fought it in Belfast, 8 rounds, 1 on decision.
Yep.
So Tio's the prospect.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Northern Ireland. But his birthplace looks like he's not from Northern Ireland, but
no,
all right,
he is not. He is not.
Right. All right. Moving on to the fight I actually saw. We talked about this gentleman backstage. Oh, sorry. This gentleman backstage, David Fulcrum, fought David Steven. This is the fight of the Davids. This was for this was in the super middleweight division, and it was a 10-rounder. Ended majority draw. I believe Kam Gee has some information and history about of Darius Fulcrum. Sorry, I said David. Sorry, Darius Fulcrum. Is he from Texas?
Yeah, he's born in El Paso and fighting out of Houston. So he's been one of those guys you hear sparring around the state. He's getting a lot of good rounds and a lot of high-level competitive fighters. So expected to make that next jump. He was coming off of a loss to I believe a Uzbekistan fighter. They fought on those. Was that a Turkey card? No, they fought in Vegas back in May. But yeah, he just kind of a lackluster performance, a lot of clinching and holding, and he actually got some boos from the crowd in that fight. And you expect a prospect of his caliber to be able to, deny the clinch a little bit. But Stevens, he fought well. He made it a close in range fight, And I think it was appropriately scored a draw. It was one of those fights where even the commentators didn't have much to say after the fight. They were ready to move on. So
Yeah.
it was just one of those fights, kind of a dud. A lot of excitement going into it, but it didn't really live up to the expectations. And now Darius Fulgham's at a very pivotal point in his career. You know, he had that prospect label placed on him. Coming off a loss and now a draw. So it's one of those things, as a fighter, you got to dig deep and, get back out there.
So with that, like you said, it was a tough watch. With fighters who tend to not do something and then weirdly or not like them to like clinch. What could it be? Could it be they're hurt? Could it be they're out of shape? What could make a fighter act not like themselves in the ring? Uncharacteristically.
Well, you thought he would have had a better jab to keep Stevens off of him, but some fighters are hell bent on being on the inside. So Lomachenko was great at this, and that was denying the clinch. He wouldn't let guys hold on to him. Ultimately, the Texas fight crowd was looking for some exchanges, some boxing, things like that, and we got a clinch fest. So one way to avoid that is keeping the jab pumping, so that they're not in your right in your lap at every step of the way. The way you move around the ring, and then overall just the unwillingness to be held on to. So it was one of those fights that hopefully he can get back on track as far as where we would envision his career can be. But as boxing, you're only as good as your last output, and we've now had 2 outputs where we didn't get the result that we were expecting. But you also got a shout out to Stevens for coming in, because they actually lost to the same opponent. That was another thing I wanted to mention. The Bekmir Melakuziev out of Uzbekistan. So both had close fights with same fighter. And Stevens came back with a win, and then the draw with Fulgham. So tough fight, one of those fights that hopefully they don't rematch, because I don't think it would be a different. It would. The styles
work. Yeah, styles didn't work.
The styles they don't mesh well. So hopefully they can just move on and continue their careers. And both guys look like they got something at the division, that 168 division.
68. Super middleweight. Moving on, we have Joshua Edwards versus Zeno Vuris. This was a heavyweight bout, 6-rounder, with Edwards winning by TKO. We had Vuris's corner stop the fight in the 3rd round, pretty late, 2 minutes 34. I didn't get to watch this fight, but I know it was on the same undercard. I missed it.
Shout out to the Rocket for having 5 fights this year and 5 knockouts.
Nice.
At the heavyweight division. Age 25, 5 fights, 5 knockouts. 3 of his fights.
Isn't he from Houston? He's from Houston, right?
Houston, Texas. The Rocket.
He's supposed to. Don't they like call him the American version of Iatamu? I know he's an Olympian too, I believe. Or I think he fought in. I don't know.
His style,
2024,
something else. But he definitely is our best chance at an American heavyweight outside of Michael Hunter.
Michael Hunter, yeah.
Yeah. So as far as like a that charismatic, show-stopping superstar in that division, because we do have other American heavyweights, but he seems to be the next up, and he just handled business.
Yeah.
So 5 fights, 5 knockouts. 3 of his 5 knockouts coming in the 1st round.
How old is he?
He's 25 years old.
Nice.
Houston, Texas. So and just to speak on that with these fighters that are from Texas, there is a lot of up and coming fighters that should be coming out the next few years. So it's good to see guys like Edwards show up on a big stage and keep doing his thing. So now in the 6th round, so we'll probably be seeing him in some 8 rounds coming up soon. So that's 5 fights this year. 5 fights.
Which other heavyweight from Houston do you know? I mean, historically, is it George Foreman from Houston?
That he claimed Houston. I don't think he was from Houston though, if I remember correctly. But he's a Texas guy.
Because I know Houston has had some fighters.
So, I mean, you got the
Dallas has had fighters. Charlo, yep.
Marshall, Texas.
Yeah, East Texas.
You have some transfers from like New Orleans. I think Regis. Is he a New Orleans guy or is he Houston?
He's a New Orleans guy. I don't know if he transplanted somewhere else.
Grew up in 5th Ward, so
yeah.
George Foreman.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, Texas, man, talent. Texas is talent. It's just so big of a state that you cannot miss. You find your talent in there. Like you'll find, like we talk about boxing, small little hubs. Like Philly's a small hub, but it has a lot of fighters. California, I don't know any California champions. A lot of Detroit. Detroit has a lot of fighters.
Well, yeah, Michigan has a whole great
Michigan, yep, Michigan, the whole Michigan.
California, yep. I could think of Diego Pacheco right now as far as like current.
De La Hoya.
I think Benavidez, right?
Benavidez,
fighting out of California.
Fandora, De La Hoya. Yeah.
Our DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
Fighters, yeah. Maryland, yeah, DMV, yep. You got the Tanks and Lamont Roach.
Whoa. Who is that?
Yeah, man, he's in the news. He's in the news. I don't even want to touch the topic of that man. It's unfortunate. Moving on, another heavyweight clash that happened Friday. We have Otto Wallin versus Chris Thomas, and it was in Atlantic City. I believe that's in New Jersey. This was an 8-rounder. Of course, Wallin won by KO in the 2nd round via a body shot. Wallin is an interesting character, man. He's fought some fighters. I remember his one of his famous fights was with I'm forgetting here. Tyson Fury. He's fought Anthony Joshua. He's fought Chisora. He has some names on his list to bring a lot of credibility to Wallin, Right. So see him fighting in Jersey, Atlantic City, it's interesting, because when I think about Wallin, I'm thinking about, man, where have you been? Like kind of him and another guy, Chris Arreola, is another guy that just has been a journeyman in the heavyweight division. He's fought everybody. Or Dominic Brazil. I think of those names like Dominic Brazil, Wallin,
The gift that keeps on giving.
It's always good to see names like that still fighting, and he's winning, so he's thriving out there. And then now this is the next fight that I'm going to cover is another fight that happened Friday. I don't know where this was in Melbourne, Australia. We have Kamil Bala versus Sergey Vorobich. This was 8-round super welterweight clash with Bala coming out the victor with a unanimous decision. We talk about Melbourne, Australia. It could be November 7th, but actually they're ahead of us in time. So it most likely happened on Thursday or it happened in Australia Friday. So I don't want to confuse you with time zones. time
traveling.
Yeah. So that's been our coverage recap of what happened the days of Friday the 7th and Saturday the 8th of November. Moving on to mixed martial arts, we had another UFC fight night. I'll be honest, I missed this fight night, but I'll do the recap to show respect. We have Brown versus Bonfim. Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy Brown was the marquee for this fight night at the Apex in Vegas, with Gabriel Bonfim stopping Brown via KO by the knee in the second round. The next main or co-main event, we have Joseph Morales versus Matt Chanel, and this is flyweight division. Joseph Morales beat Chanel via submission, guillotine choke in the first round. Oh, this name right here.
Yeah.
Uros Mendik. Okay.
I want to say
Pause.
Medish.
Medish. I that's what I was trying to not cuss, but okay. Uros Mendem versus Muslim Silverhoff at the welterweight division. Uros defeated Muslim Silkovic. I can't even say Silkohov by TKO punches in the first round, 1 minute 3 seconds. How do you say that name? I didn't want to cuss, but anyway.
Which one?
Uros's last name.
It looks like it with the accent. It looks like maybe Medish.
Okay.
Maybe.
Medic. I don't know. Okay. I learned something today.
Medish.
And then we
like that.
Medish. Then we have Chris Padilla versus Ismail Bonfim. This is
a sibling.
Most likely. Let's see here. One was Gabriel, and this one is Ishmael. Maybe. Most likely. This is at the this is a catch weight of 160. Actually, this was 161 catch weight. Chris defeated Ishmael by TKO punches in round 2, 4 minutes 30 seconds. And who else do I have in there? Do I have any other? Was that it? Or do I have? Oh, I have one more. I have Christian Leroy Duncan versus Marco Tulio. Christian Leroy defeated Marco Tulio via KO, spinning back fist, then punches. That sequence sounds painful. In the second round, 3 minutes 20 seconds, and that was our UFC Fight Night November 8th recap that I didn't watch, but yeah, I have the results here.
Yeah, it says the Bonfim are brothers from Brazil. So
Bonfim, yeah. It's weird. It's interesting to hear a Brazilian by the name of Ishmael. You know, it's very.
I guess they were from France.
Yeah, it's very. Ishmael is very Jewish, or Ismail is like, it's very. It's interesting to hear. Arabic, yeah. So it's pretty cool. On to UFC that 322 that is coming up next.
Yeah.
Some fights, and I'll let the banner roll so you guys can see it. See what fights on that card. We have Jack Della Maddalena versus Ismail Makhmachev. Valentina Shevchenko versus Wally Zhang. We have Sean names. Brady.
The women are just constants on UFC.
Constants, yeah. Shevchenko's he's been there as long as I've been watching the UFC almost, and also Wily Zhang. Then we have Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. We have Leon Edwards, the Yardman himself, versus Carlos Paredes. Yeah. We have Benil Dariush versus Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah.
Did I say it? Benoit. You don't say that. Benoit Saint Denis. Some names in there catch me. Carlos Predis, and Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards, former middleweight champ. He had that famous kick to the head, Usman Kamaru knockout that he had. He's from Birmingham, UK, but of Jamaican origins. He's well decorated in the UFC. So yeah, he's going. I mean, it's good to see that he's back in the ring. No stranger to the show, Valentina Shevchenko. We've talked about her being one of the possible goats with Amanda Nunes and that type. That group. Harley Holmes. She's Chris Cyborg is another person. But when you hear names like Valentina Shevchenko, those are the names that you usually hear of how much she's been in the UFC and dominating. And also, little is said, but Wiley Zhang has also created a name for herself and could be in that conversation of, legend status in the UFC. With the marquee names here, Jacques de la Madalena and Ismail Makhachev, I think is. Ismail is well known. He's part of that Habib's team that who trained with Habib, legendary Habib Manamavo. I can't even say his last name, but Habib. I just call him Habib. We know who Habib is. So yeah, it's gonna be a good listing of fights happening UFC 2020 UFC 322. Sorry, I'm struggling right now. Moving on to Montreal, Canada. I'm assuming this is boxing.
This is boxing.
And this will be Friday? Wait, the 13th. What's the 13th?
That is Thursday.
Montreal. So we have Steve Butler versus Stefan Bandojo.
Yeah, man.
Luis Santana versus Pedro Miguel Gomez Moreno Fendora versus William Langston. I don't know any of these fighters.
Nope.
I know Stephen Butler's nickname is Bang Bang, so he's giving you a reason to check it out. So he's 36 wins with 30 knockouts and 5 losses, all coming by knockout. So I guess that's where you get Bang Bang from. Yeah.
Yup. He either bringing the bang or taking the bang.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thursday night. I wonder where they. I want to do some more research on where they're fighting and the location, the capacity. Thursday night is a low key slept on popping night.
I mean, ESPN used to have Wednesday night fights, Friday night fights.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I'm hoping this is just more of a sign. Like you got Pro Box having cards on weekdays, and
Pro Box does Wednesdays still.
Yeah, just like the NFL. They got. Sunday night. You got Monday night. You got Thursdays.
Top Ranking last year was doing fights Tuesday in Japan. I was like, what's happening on Tuesday in Japan? Like
the only difference there is that you got to be up at 3 a.m.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe they just wanted to make sure they could fly back in time for Friday.
Yeah. Right.
There you go.
But prayers to people at the airport right now.
Oh man, it's been flights being held and federal workers, man. Prayers for them. Hopefully they, the government shutdown could be fixed and people get their pay. Moving on to sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying this is the big draw. Yeah, the big draw for the weekend.
Moving on to the UK, and this is a sequel. Wait, how many times did their fathers fought twice? So they're gonna fight twice. Okay. The beef was 3-1 last time I counted. I don't know. Or anyway.
The Hatfields versus the McCoys.
There you go. The Hatfields versus the McCoys. There you go. We have Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben. The first fight I don't want to get out of my skin and say a classic, but it was a great fight. It was a great showing of will,
Yeah,
great event.
was.
Lead up from the Rolls Royce popping out, and then you see Eubank Senior hopping out, and then the music. Man,
Yeah,
Eubank Senior like low key stole the show. I'm like,
Yeah, this was a production.
yeah.
yo,
it
Eubank
was-
Senior stole the show, and just him, they were playing, I think, Steel Dre, and he was with violins, and he was just with the fur coat, looking all stoic, dancing, and while like his son is walking out, you could tell his son was emotional, teary-eyed, while his father was the stoic one, and then they get to banging, they get to fighting, and these guys was going at it. I was thinking by round 3, that tempo was gonna stop and somebody's gonna get knocked out. Nah, they went the full length with, of course, a few wobbles. I believe Corner Ben got wobbled once in the 4th. I remember he got grazed with a good one that had him, but also Corner Ben put the beats on Eubank in the mid-high rounds. And it was a great showcasing of both skill and also just dog and fight. Again, like I think Kam Gee or maybe LT, correct me, one of you guys said that first fight took a lot out of them, that you don't think the second one is going to have the same sauce.
How do you top
It was just somebody said it. Somebody in this group said that there was just so much going on in that first fight that how do you top it? Exactly. So
How do you top it? A lot of emotional investment in that too. So,
Mhm.
but I did watch a little bit of their most recent face off, and there was some jaw jacking going on, and just between the two of them, it just might be some motivation. There's some real motivation there. So
I'll be honest with you, and maybe I'm telling out my prediction. I think Corner Ben figured him out, Chris Eubank Jr., because Chris Eubank was supposed to be the bigger man. Corner Ben has stepped up to fight him, and when they rambled, it took every little bit of energy for Chris Eubank to pull through that. But I felt Corner Ben could have gone a few more gears, and I didn't think Eubank Jr. had more gears in him. I think Eubank Jr. went to the hospital after that because of the beating he took. While Corner Ben looked like, I still got some more in me. Maybe because he's the younger man. I can't really put a finger to it. And that's why I feel like all of us know, like, I don't think Eubank Jr. should have taken this fight. And I think Corner Ben has figured him out, and it's going to be a lot easier. Like we talked about, we talked about another fighter, group of fighters that fought each other a lot of times. And we're like, after a while, you just figure out somebody. It becomes not even an interesting watch. It becomes a run through.
we shall see, though. I'm hoping for a good one. It's the best thing we got for this weekend.
Yeah. Saturday afternoon.
That's what. Yeah, exactly.
Saturday afternoon boxing.
There it is.
And we have a friend to the show, because every time I talk about a UK fight, we got to talk about Jack Catterall. He's how active is this guy? Like,
he
every
every card, right?
every UK card. This name is just always there. It's like him. Who else?
He keeps himself relevant. He stays in the mix.
Callum. I forgot the other guy.
Liam.
Yeah.
With that said, I think I'm going to take Isaman though. I'm going to take Echo Isaman over Jack Catterall. Coming off a victory against Josh Taylor, so
yeah. Josh Taylor, man. Josh Taylor is interesting. Okay. I want to see, before I made my comment I was going to make, I want to Google and see what Usman or Usman, I can't even say it. Usman looks like and how he fights and what his pedigree is about. So
he's been sneakily climbing the ranks.
Mm.
They probably pay more attention over there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Moving on. Maybe we won't even talk too much about this one, but this we are excited about the what's the name of this? Is it called
Yeah.
Fire in the Ring 4? What's I forgot the title. The Ring 4. The Ring 4 that will feature some of the big bangers, some of the heavy hitters, all in this is like Christmas. It's like let's end 2025 the right way in Riyadh. And maybe this is gonna be around Thanksgiving. Well, I think it is Thanksgiving. I can't.
Week
May have
before.
week week before Thanksgiving. We have David Benavidez versus Anthony Yard, the marquee card, but still, that's just for placement. There are more names. We have Jesse Bam Bam versus Fernando Martinez. We have Abdullah Mason versus Nooks. I'm saying. We have Brian Norman Jr. versus David Haney. We have Better B versus Nicholson. Um, this is these are cards that just make you not leave the house the whole day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're stuck on the couch. Might as well have catering because you're not cooking. Might as well have Uber Eats. Somebody drop off food or drop pizza, something. You're not gonna cook. You might as well do everything that you have to do in the morning. That midday to 7, you're not moving. Well, we won't dive deep into breaking down each of these fights because we'll keep that for the lead up. But man, am I excited, fellas. Boy, am I excited about these fights.
Big fight card.
We about to hit a run. We about to hit a stretch. And
Yeah.
That's gonna warm me up for December.
Yeah, you got December 6th circled.
Yeah.
Oh, it just gets better and better and better and better, man. And I appreciate all the fight organizers, the Riyadh Seasons of the world that give us this and keep us entertained.
Yeah, we
'Cause
don't
I'll
got
tell you,
too much to
October was
complain
boring.
about as far as matches getting made. And I really hope that era of fights not getting made is far gone.
Mm-hmm.
Not too many complaints going on right now.
Well, what we do know is, might be early for this. I will give this prediction, but probably gonna get Better Beef and Benavidez in the ring at the end of this night for a stare down.
Wait, I'm not seeing our Better Beef on his fight on BoxRec. So we confirming that he's fighting here on the 22nd.
Let's see here.
I didn't see him on there, but a stare down with those two would excite me very much. Just no nonsense fighters. They're just going to get in there and just say, "Do you want to fight?" And when the other one will say yes, and he says, "I accept," and then they'll fight, and then we'll love it. Because regardless of the outcome, the fans win that fight.
And you guys, and this is all an assumption that Better Beef beats Nicholson, and Yadi gets beat. Because if there's a change in script, that will kind of not. The boxing guys won't let that happen. I know, but but again, this is a sport where everyone has a puncher's chance. But yeah, that would be fire. That would be fire if that happens. And Better Beef state. Even Better Beef is not that type of guy to step into the ring and call out people. But
so
that'll be fire.
Dion Nicholson from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Who else is from Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
Is that
Wilder?
So with that said, he fought one Devontae Williams at cruiserweight on 6/27 in Wichita, Kansas at Charles Polk Arena. So There's a
That makes
tie-in for
sense.
you.
Wilder fought was the marquee that day. Yeah.
So there's a tie-in for you.
I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I had y'all's.
On the same card as Jeff A. Page, who also fought Artur Beterbiev. 6 degrees of separation right there.
Right. The Andover, Kansas native.
Mm-hmm.
Small world, man.
What was Beterbiev's last fight score? Was it with Bivol? Has he fought anybody? Oh, wow, he's not been active.
Yeah, Bivol's injured, so we don't get the trilogy yet.
Yeah, last fight was February 22nd of this year. Yeah, so fought twice in 24, once in 23.
He's not active.
Yeah, you go long amateur career, you get into the pro game a little later, and that's what happens.
Yeah, and is he 40 yet? Yeah, he turned 40.
Yeah, he is 40.
Yeah, man, I feel for him. It's just one of those things where him, Triple G, them dudes just start to peak at a hella when they're hella old. That you have to fight, you have to like get them fights out quick before talent like that just runs to a point where they run dry and they're old and they don't have. So I feel bad that he's not as. I won't say I feel bad. The guy had surgery first time he fought Beterbiev. He fought Bivol. He had surgery, right? Was it to do with his hand or something? Am I?
So my Beterbiev had a knee. He had a knee.
Knee surgery. Sorry, he had knee surgery, not his hand.
Yeah.
So he had surgery.
And I think Bivol's
recovered
back surgery right now.
That does not sound good.
Am I right on that one? It's like Bivol. He's been putting the procedure off for like a couple years now.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I understand why he was inactive in 2023 because of recovery and stuff like that. And then this year, you fought in February. I can't remember when they fought. February.
February.
And now, almost 10 months later, you're getting back in the ring. I mean, you're 40. Maybe you need that recovery. It takes time. Like, it's okay. If you're 40, I give you some grace of not being active. So yeah.
All right. We're gonna run down these cards real quick. We're gonna show our standings.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Let's pull that card out. Let's pull it. So, boom. Let me take this thing off so we can see the card in its entirety. There we go. So as you can see, Kam Gee is leading us by 90 points, and this is off 16 fight predictions. And I'll go over the fight predictions that he chose. So this starts with first. I wish I'd put dates on this, but anyway, first fight prediction was Boots. We predicted Boots. You were right. Next fight prediction, you predicted Eubank. So I'm just taking it back. I'm just going off the winners, right? You were right. And then Teofimo, Devin Haney. I think that was the New York thing. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Martin Bakole, last minute, step in. Jamie Munguia, Canelo. The first time, we predicted Canelo twice. Canelo the first time. I think he was fighting the dude that ran away. That dude that's running School.
Oh, William School.
William School. Next one was Jake Paul and Julio Chavez. Kevin Farmer versus Kid Austin. Usyk versus Usyk versus
Dubois.
Dubois. Yep. Usyk versus Dubois. And then we have Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Pandora versus Tim Tszyu. And then Jesse Bam Bam's last fight. Diego Pacheco. And then finally Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. Those are the fights. I'm just going through, but the winners was Terrence Crawford. And I wish I could tell you out of how many points, but you have 90. I come in second with 75. LT comes in third with 65.
So
yeah,
my ability to predict matchmaking is not equal my ability to predict outcomes.
Great.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But I think we got a shot here at the we make a run at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So yeah, and this is only for 2025. So maybe you could, after that we could talk about a wager. It didn't have to be money. It could be something cool to give to the fans or
state the rules. So you get X amount of points for a prediction, and then
so the rules are this.
And then bonus.
Right. So you get 5. So what we are predicting for is the method of winning, the round that you choose, and pretty much that's it. So if you get the method and the round right, you get an extra 5. So a successful night or a successful prediction, you're supposed to get a total of 15. A good prediction, you get a total of 10. So you predict, the method of winning and who the winner is. But if you guess the round, that's where you get the extra 5. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
What do they call that on the Powerball? The qualifier or
the multiplier?
The multiplier.
Yeah. Let me see. It was Cam that has got a pure 15. Cam, you scored a pure 15 with the Chris Eubank. You guessed that it was going to be, let me hear. You guessed that it was going to be a 12 rounder. You guessed that it was going to be Chris Eubank. And yeah, so pretty much. Yeah. You got 15 on that. I don't know if we've all scored 15s. We've scored 10s, 5s, 10s, 5s, 10s, 5s. According to my notes here, maybe I'm seeing the wrong thing.
So are we going to do predictions for Eubank Ben 2?
We could do it. We could do it right now, yeah.
And then we'll have
and we'll do that. Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Oh man. I'll go first with the rematch that I don't think needs to happen. I'm anticipating a really close bout. I think Strap, you said it. Ben did figure some things out. But I also think the size would be too much. I don't know the particularities if there's a rehydration clause. I do think that really affected Eubank in the first fight. I do predict another 12 rounds at a split decision this time for Eubank Jr. Still got Eubank, but maybe a little closer. Still enough to edge out the smaller man and Conor Ben. So that's where I'm going. 12-round split decision in favor of Eubank Jr.
You said SD?
Yeah. So if I win, I would like to get one of those Chris Eubanks, the best ever pea coats with the frills on the collar on the lapels, because that's cold blooded.
Yeah.
Man, Pops did it.
Yeah.
What was my original prediction?
Your original prediction was, so LT predicted that Eubank Jr. is going to win it and knock out. You predicted a KO in the 10th round.
Not impossible.
I'm not going with that. Ben knockout 6th round.
Oh man, he trying to make up. Trying to catch some ground.
Okay. Oh, you're going for the round. Okay.
Man, if that happens though, this is an instant trilogy, right? Yeah, it's an instant trilogy.
Ben knockout 6th round.
I mean, the UK, I don't know. I feel like we all have to take a trip to the UK and watch a fight. I just think the whatever they got going on over there is just.
But they gonna start chanting. Ole, ole.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the
some.
pub. You just move the pub to the park. Like
some to behold for sure.
So weirdly, I had the same prediction as LT, but I'm now starting to think Eubank is. I swear, I thought in my mind 6th round Ben is gonna figure him out and try to get him out quick. But now I thought about it. Eubank is training with Bomac, and Bomac, I hear from his training, he trains all his fighters to go above and beyond. I mean, if he's requiring you to do 20 rounds per spot, he overworks his guys. These guys are in tip-top shape. Like the Terrence Crawford, like Bomac is one of those guys. So if you're working with Bomac, you won't look as winded as how you looked last fight, where you were like dragging and looked like Rocky Balboa, like using your last bit of energy to stay in with a young killer. I think that's one of the things that I think Bomac is going to look at. And you said something that stood out, that rehydration clause. I don't know about those particulars. I will say, geez, I hate to say this now, because now LT just fucked me up right there.
I know, right?
The 6th round.
I was leading up to say corner is good.
You talked yourself out of it.
I didn't.
Now I'm thinking like
I didn't know Bomac was training them.
Yeah,
Bomac is his trainer.
That's a great point, because he's been over in the UK for a little while now.
He's an endurance. Bomac is a mentality beast. Bomac is an endurance person. So if you have a trainer like Bomac, I don't care if you're 40 years old, you're going to fight these young dudes with calmness, with poise. You're not going to go for a dogfight. So Bomac may be the person that may switch this. Okay, I'll go with Eubank Jr. 6th round knockout. Let me counter what I was thinking. Eubank Jr. I'm just gonna counter my original thought because I just thought about Bomac. Because LT just made me dig deep in there, because I was gonna say corner Ben 6th round. But let me keep the 6th round and say Eubank Jr. is gonna knock out dude, because you don't want to go into the late rounds with a young, energetic, smaller fighter who is like a piranha. That the guy doesn't get tired and he's ferocious. So get him out quick. I don't see 12 rounds.
There may just be a rehydration clause. I didn't watch all of the interview, but Eubank did bring it up, and Ben's like, "Well, if it was such a problem, why didn't y'all say it?" But so that might be a factor.
Yeah.
This one actually snuck up on me though. Like, I can't say that I was like, oh, waiting for the rematch.
Yeah.
Because we got November 22nd and we got December 6th. So this one kind of just crept in there on us. Minus Vergil Ortiz last week. So we're on a nice run though. This is a nice run.
Just keeping it rolling. And we'll never complain about Saturday afternoon boxing in the UK. And Jack Catterall back in the car. He's like that long running sitcom. Just he's there.
Exactly.
Well, he got job security, man. Like, boy, he's still on the list, man.
Hey, man, keep getting the bag, brother.
And I think we've covered our main things for today.
Yeah.
No, I've not been seeing the counts and a number of people that have been watching this stream. But hey, if you've been in this watching this stream, remember to like, subscribe, have your notification bells on to let you know whenever we hop on live, so you could be, from the get-go, from the muscle, just chop in and vibe with us while we take you on this live stream, going through our recaps and all sorts of stuff that we do on this amazing stream. Fellas, it's been another amazing episode of Who's Fighting, episode 73.
I made it.
Detroit Pistons number one in
I made it
right now.
Hey, Cunningham, Dallas, Texas.
LT Kam Gee, man, who's fighting?
Hey,
Fighting.